And, I let the emotions get the best of me and pretty much played the last 3 games with a broken hand. So.
Yes.
Well, did he have a broken hand or not?
Officially,
well, of course, because he did.
His comment, Skip. Gale force winds. E5. Winds up to 300 miles an hour. Board up, Skip.
A few moments later.
It is the first-round series that LeBron James has lost in his career.
My ankle was the only thing that was kind of bothering me. Well, obviously bothered me in the later stage of the season, and never fully got back to before the injury.
Nick Wright has selected the Los Angeles Lakers.
Not even 7.
But we was just hit with injuries after injuries after injuries, and it was just hard to come back from that.
Well, maybe you're just making excuses.
When looking at LeBron James' 22-year NBA career, out of those 22 years, 18 times, he's failed to win a championship. And virtually every time he does that, what do we see in the coming days, weeks, as well as months? This guy deflecting blame, running from the critics, and most importantly, making excuses as to why he took an L. And for LeBron James doing this, it goes unchecked by his fans and the majority of the media, as even at age 40, he's still pulling the same crap.
The foul goes on DiVincenzo for the 3rd time.
I don't believe you.
For any Hall of Fame level athlete, top tier athlete, using the injury excuse, it's beyond lame. But of course LeBron James has no standards and will do anything to absolve himself of a loss or a failure. The first time LeBron James pulled this type of stunt was back in 2010 versus Boston. And to give you guys some context in this series, the Cavaliers were heavy favorites to Celtics. They were seen as an aging team, an old team. They were the underdogs. Cleveland in the series, they had all the pressure. And before this series started, there's a lot of murmuring rumors LeBron James had this mysterious elbow injury. If you ask me what this quote-unquote injury was a preemptive excuse if Cleveland lost. As looking at the first 3 games, LeBron James, with this injury, was playing fantastic at superstar levels. Cleveland at that point, up 2-1. Now the next 3 games, that same mysterious elbow injury, LeBron's play plummeted, Cleveland lost 3 straight games.
And have the pace going in their way, and James short with it. Minute remaining in the 3rd quarter, and 6 on the shot clock, and James badly misses a 3. Where you at?
In the bathroom.
The vagueness of that elbow injury till this day, it's still vague, and it's kind of the blueprint for all LeBron's excuses. Whether it be his elbows, knees, his finger, whatever it may be. There's always a vagueness, uncertainty about LeBron's injuries and how hurt he really is. Now, to set the record straight very quickly, LeBron's excuses in Cleveland, Miami, even in Cleveland the second time, they were here and there, few and far between. But LeBron in Los Angeles, the excuses have ratcheted up every single season. And looking at this year versus Minnesota, of course, Lakers being the favorite, being the 3 seed, getting smacked down 4-1. You would have thought LeBron James, take the L on the chin like a man, head into summer and be quiet. Well, LeBron James, that's not how he rolls.
Basically from mid-January on, right when AD got injured, you guys started playing a lot of centerless basketball. How tough was that for the last 3.5 months to play that style, and do you feel like that caught up at all in this series?
No comment. I'll never say that because my guy AD said what he needed, and then he was gone the following week. So,
How many more years will we see you play?
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
So, stopping that right there for LeBron James, that is the three-peat of excuses. A fake retirement, faking an injury, and of course, demanding more help. That right there, that is LeBron James, who he is, and who he's always been. And to address something very quickly, LeBron James, saying he might retire, might not retire, that gimmick is so corny, so old. LeBron James, what he wants, what he craves, is a farewell tour. This guy's a liar, a narcissist, and loves himself some LeBron James. One thing he also loves is controlling the narrative. And of course, ESPN, they're ready and willing to do it every single season.
I talked about it all year. He was around us all year. I said, it's hard to say who we are, what we can be.
Russell to James, and James a triple.
So they can switch.
Murray's got 12 here in the fourth. Defender falls. LeBron 3.
But we was just hit with injuries after injuries after injuries, and it was just hard to, it's hard to come back from that.
And look, one thing I have to do very quickly is compare and contrast LeBron James versus Michael Jordan. As looking at Jordan, the player, the person, I guess the personality, everything LeBron James wasn't and has never been. And even looking past basketball, the guy's mindset approach to the game compared to LeBron, they're polar opposites. Look at the most basic thing in sports, shaking hands after a game, showing sportsmanship. Michael Jordan versus the Pistons getting beat down every single season, shook their hands when it was over. For LeBron James, time and time again, that basic sportsmanship is lacking in a lot of these series. And of course, being called out for it makes a classic excuse that he's getting treatment and he has to walk off early.
A lot of people see me walking off the court, when there's time left in the game.
Right.
Like no matter if it's a loss or a win, the reason I'm trying to get to the locker room so I can start
I think I saw a clip from last night.
Yeah. The game was a wrap.
He's hungry.
I got to get to the locker room to start my process to get ready for the next game.
That's
so
amazing.
I'll be sitting in the locker room, foot on the ice bags on.
He's a liar.
Yeah, LeBron, when you walked off the court with about 10 seconds left, was that frustration or did you think the game was over?
Both.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah, if your best player is mad that he walked off the court. I remember, it's not the first time he's done it. Won't be the last. I've done it before. It's emotion.
This guy LeBron James is a pathological liar. As saying he needs treatment has to walk off early, that's so ludicrous, such BS, it's not even a clever lie. And once again, looking at someone like Jordan in regards to playing through injuries, MJ with injuries didn't use them as a crutch for an excuse. In Jordan's case, actually, he used injuries to elevate his game. According to his dad as well as his mom, when MJ was hurt, sick, under the weather, he actually played better. 1988 versus Cleveland, game 1 of the first round, Jordan hurts his knee late in the game, stays in the game, but he's hurt and hobbled. The rest of the series, Jordan, still hurt, still injured. And what does this guy do? Does he falter, buckle under the pressure, blame injuries, excuses? No. What MJ does in game 2, he scores 55. Game 3, 38. Game 4, 44. And game 5 to close it out, scored 39. MJ the final 4 games, while being hurt and hobbled, averaged 44 points per game on 56% shooting.
He was special.
Look at the next year versus the Knicks, game 3 in Chicago. This game, Jordan had 40 points, 15 boards, 9 dimes, and 6 steals. An absolute masterclass. But late in the game, MJ hurt his groin, been bothering all season. Now, MJ injuring his groin, what happened in game 4 on a back-to-back playoff game? He upped his level of play. In game 4 up 2-1, this guy scored 47 points on nearly 70% shooting. And in game 5, scored 38, and in game 4, dropped 40.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the MVP!
Michael Jordan, both those series, overcame adversity and injuries. And here's the funny thing. NBA fans 30 years from now, 40 years from now, they don't care about injuries. Nobody does really in the moment. And that's the bottom line LeBron James simply does not get. If you're on the floor, you're playing, injuries, excuses, they're not going to fly. And here's one last thing I do want to address. When it comes to ESPN, Fox Sports, the pro LeBron crowd, every single year they can't help themselves going into the postseason. They predict championships, Lakers in 5, West Finals, NBA Finals. And look, predictions are predictions, knock yourself out, go crazy. But here's the problem. You had those expectations, knowing the Lakers roster, their personnel, their strengths, and their weak points. So when the Lakers lose, you can't turn around and say, the roster wasn't good enough. Use some common sense, connect the dots, and look in the mirror. LeBron James isn't that guy and never has been. The only thing he's the GOAT at is the GOAT of making excuses. So that right there is the end of the video, and honestly I've said everything I want to say. LeBron James is a liar, narcissist, and his fans have no standards. For 22 years, that's how it's been, and for the next decade, 20 years, that's how it's gonna be. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.